Good morning. Thanks for joining me at Coffee with Kory. It's one of the best days of the year, boys and girls. I'm looking forward to it. Today is the day for our annual Easter egg hunt that the experience puts on. So as soon as we're done having coffee together, I'll get into my more relaxed work gear, probably a hoodie today, and head on over to Journey Elementary Playground, help my team get everything all set up. We've got thousands of eggs for kids to pick up. 3 bikes that they can win in the different age groups. The Easter Bunny will be there. He's always a big hit. And so it's just overall, it's a wonderful event. We look forward to it every year. I think this is the 10th year in a row that we're doing it. And oftentimes we're doing it in very cold weather because we always have it the weekend prior to Easter. And wow, plenty of times we've had snow on the ground, and it'll be nice to have wonderful weather today. So I'll be curious to see what that does for our turnout. So hoping for the best, 10 a.m. If you're local here, come on over to Journey Elementary Playground at 10 a.m. and join the fun. It's gonna be a lot of good time. I want to catch up on my week. Got an opportunity to go up to our Brookings office this week and meet with Rochelle and Shaylee. That's always enjoyable. Went on further north to Watertown, met with Josh and a couple other folks that I got an opportunity to get to know, and just fun times. Anytime I get an opportunity to go to some of the other offices and see some of the other team members that I don't see on a weekly basis, it's always a thrill for me. So thanks for hosting me, you guys. I had a really fun day. I need to talk about something that's going to take me down a few different paths, so I hope you can hang with me on this. But I talk about my gym buddies often, and a few of them were gone this week. Michaela was out of town for a work conference. I think she missed 4 days. Darren was gone a couple days. He travels for work a little bit. And I was thinking as I was driving into work the other day, I'm like, gosh, you get used to seeing the same people every day, and when you don't, you kind of miss them a little bit. And as I thought about that in my mind, it took me to the conversations that I used to have with my good buddy Tim Scott, who we talk about Tim quite a bit here when we have coffee together. But a typical conversation with Tim would lead off, and he'd answer the phone, and I'd go, "Tim, hey!" And after we would greet each other, I'd be like, "Hey man, what's going on?" And oftentimes he would say, "Just missing you, baby." And I know it was something that he would probably say to a lot of his buddies and friends, but I always got a kick out of that. And of course, now that we don't get to visit anymore, even when I see him, you think about those things a little bit more. So anyway, I couldn't resist throwing out that recollection, because it was, like I said, it was on my mind this week as some of my other friends were out of town. But it also took me down the path of, I was having a Snapchat conversation with Cassidy the other night, and she sent me a clip from, I don't know, I think it was 6 years ago. And it made me think about something else that I saw in my Instagram feed that went something to the effect of, "I'm as giddy to see my grown-up kids now as they were to see me when they were little." So, which is very true. Anytime you get, once your kids are grown and have their own lives and things going on, any opportunity you get to communicate with them, that's pretty important stuff. So one of the things that I want to mention, though, as Cassie and I were communicating back and forth, she sent me that picture from 6 years ago, and then referenced something to the effect of 6 years seems to go by pretty fast. And I'm looking at that going, if you can recognize that when you're in your early 20s, that time goes by pretty fast, you're probably ahead of the curve. And it reminded me of an interaction that I have with my good buddy Paul this week, that I got an opportunity to spend some time with him, actually go for a drive. I know I've talked about Paul before. He's battling Parkinson's, and so doesn't doesn't have the mobility that he used to. But he gets in my pickup the other day, and we're going for a drive, and he looks at me and he goes, "You know, Kory, I heard a good quote last week. He said, 'Don't count the days, make the days count.'" And I thought that was, I think I've heard that one before, but it was had a special meaning coming from Paul, because I know that's what he's doing on a daily basis. He's getting up and doing the best he can to be his best that day, and not worry about anything else. Just be my best that day. And so I tying it back to this conversation with Cassidy as we were going back and forth that evening. I mentioned that to her, and I hope she'll grab onto that and make her days count every day, just like I hope all of you do. So that's my week. I've been blessed to have more good conversations with good friends, and just look forward to that so much every week. So thank you once again for joining me on Coffee with Kory, and we'll see you next week.